This is Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is our birthday card of the month tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make this really fun pocket and bookmark card using Stamperia Romance Forever. And it's got a little flip page on the inside and all kinds of goodies in the pocket. So if you'd like to learn how, don't go away. The tutorial is coming up next. So what are we going to use? I thought you would like to take a quick look at this collection because it's extra beautiful. This is Stamperia. It's one of the romantic collections, which means it's designed more for journaling, but even as a card maker, I find these to be wonderful to work with. Romance Forever. And you can see I've already chopped this one up a good bit. Lots of beautiful floral images, very shabby chic, very vintage. Would work for weddings, engagements. You could even do sympathy cards with it, birthday cards. It's just gorgeous. So look at this lace, so pretty. And then, of course, I always love their cut-aparts. Here's more cut-aparts here that I've already kind of dug into. These little envelopes are one of my favorite things. I even use the covers because look at these great clusters and things. I cut the whole thing up, and of course on the back of the 12 by 12 you've got these gorgeous floral clusters. Here's some of they're not really 4 by 6s because metric is a little different from US, but they're the larger images, really beautiful. And of course you can always use the back as a journal card. You can see I've been busy chopping. I love the backs of these almost as much as I love the fronts. They're really beautiful. Here's a nice panel of paper, and I'm going to show you a quick tip how I store my scraps. I use 5 by 7 envelopes, and I tuck paper scraps in one, and in the other I put images that I did not use. So like rather than having this awkward piece of paper hanging around, I'll trim it down so that it fits in this pocket, and then I can find it easily next time I want to use this collection. And I know what pieces are whole pieces and what pieces are cut up. So like a piece like this, I would just trim it like this and stick it in the pocket because these are all cut aparts. All right, so that's kind of how I manage that. This beautiful piece, isn't that gorgeous, will go in here, and that will become another card or a journal page at some point. So that's just a little storage tip, a way to make things more manageable for yourself and to keep these collections tidy and easy to work with. And I'm not going to take the time to fussy cut all of these now, but when it does come time to fussy cut them, it's a whole lot easier if you've already broken them down into workable pieces, because the first step for fussy cutting is to cut away the excess. Just do a rough cut. I call it a rough cut, or whacking it out. And then these will go in this envelope, and I'll be ready. I'll be that much further down the road next time I work with this collection. So I'll show you the 12 by 12 just because the images are bigger, and I love the muted colors. Very, very, very beautiful paper. Very, very, very beautiful. So if you like shabby chic and you like, you know, soft lavenders and beautiful soft pinks, this is a great collection for you, and you can do a lot with it. So I'll link to all the supplies I've used on my blog, and I'll link to my blog in the description box below this video. So there's a look at that. Here's some more large pieces that I need to whack at. I also purchased the adhesive ephemera and the die cut ephemera, and you can see the difference in the thickness between these two. And the adhesive ephemera has sort of a goldy mica almost sheen to it. And I like to paint the edges on these, but there's everything in here. I mean, you can just make up your own theme, and that's the beauty of these romance collections, is that you can take it anywhere you want it to go, but extremely beautiful. So that's all of these. And then I also purchased the cards, which You know, this is a card, an instant card. You stitch this onto a piece of patterned paper and you've got something really, really beautiful. This one actually is a card, but it makes a great little tuck-in in a junk journal. These are little journal cards, so beautiful. And these make it so easy to dress up the inside of your card with special treats. Here's a bookmark already done, little sweet little teacup tag, little violin tag. There's also a violin in the ephemera, some cute little tags. That's a little piece I fussy cut. So that's all of that. In addition to that, I used Victorian Velvet Distress Oxide ink to ink my edges. I used these Rene Bouquets Cotton Candy little half pearls, and I did a little bit of stamping. I used these water spots with the Spellbinders Sunflower Greetings, and I used this sentiment from Crafter's Companion Kingfisher collection. So this is from their Nature's Garden. So that's all the supplies, and I just thought you would like to see that. Now hang around and we'll get busy making this card. All right, friends, just as a review, I'm going to show you how to create this 5x7 top fold card with one sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So I've cut two 5 1/8 by 8.5 inch panels, and I've put Scor-Tape. I want to add a pocket, so I left my panels long, and I wanted a little extra matting on my paper, so I made it 5 1/8 instead of 5. And I'm just using that Scor-Tape line to help me line my card up nice and straight. And then I'm going to put it on my scoring tool, and I'm going to score. I'm actually going to score the front at 7 1/4 and 7 1/2. Then I'm going to fold, and on the inside I'm going to score at 7 1/8. And I'm just going to move this over here. Let's go ahead and add a box pocket on this. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to score a 1/4 inch there. Now we're going to have like a little box pocket, because some of the things I want to put in here have a little depth. So now our card, the reason I did that extra little bit on the front, well, is that the card will actually stand straighter if you have the extra length on the front and just 1/8 of an inch shorter in the back. So there's our card base, all right? So now I want to make a deeper pocket to go over this pocket. So I've got this 8.5 by 3 inch piece of my cardstock, and I'm going to score this at 1/4 and 1/2. Then I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to score it at 5 1. I'm going to score it at 5 1/8. And I just moved that, and I'm going to go 1/4 and 1/2. And I'm going to bring in my cutting tool, and I'm going to cut it off at that. So now what we've done is we've created this little pocket face with flaps on it. And I'll show you how we do this. See? So I'm going to bring in my card, and this fits right over like that. See how perfect that is? So I'm going to put my adhesive on the pocket flap, and this will just make an extra strong pocket, which when you're putting a lot of stuff in there is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to line my pocket up. Just like that, see? And then I'm going to fold my sides in. And I'm going to put adhesive here. And I'm going to put adhesive here. And I'm going to fold this up and fold those flaps in. And now we've got this really neat little box pocket. So that's an easy way to do it. Same thing over here. You want to make sure everything is square because otherwise your pocket's kind of wonky. All right, so I'm going to go in with my bone folder and just press that into place. And there we go. Now I'm going to line this. I've cut liners. This lavender is going to slide right in here like this. Isn't that pretty? And I cut this 5 by 7. And that's the hardest thing we're going to do today, is building that box pocket. So you can let out a deep breath and relax now. Everything from here is going to be easy. This piece goes up on the top, also 5 by 7. Okay, then I cut this piece from my patterned paper. This is 5, actually it's supposed to be 4 7/8, which it is, by 4 3/4. This was just a scrap, but it's so beautiful and it brings in those pinks and purples. And this goes right here. And I know it's oriented the wrong way, but that doesn't bother me because it is so beautiful. And people really are not going to notice either. All right. And in the pocket, I had cut this piece, but I'm going to have to revise that because this is a deeper pocket. So we're going to want our pocket to be 2 7/8 by 5. 2 7/8 by 5 is going to be our pocket. On the top, okay, and this is what I prepared to go in the pocket. I've got this lovely envelope that I cut out from the 12 by 12 pad, and I'm not going to seal this. Inside, I've got this precious little journal card, and you've got room to write on the back, and I put some vintage, really vintage buttons in there. And this is going to pop in the pocket. And then this is a sachet that I made with some of the rice paper and lavender from my garden, some lace I had in my stash, a vintage pearl button, and just some fussy cuts. And this is also going to go in the pocket. And then we're going to make this sweet little pull-out tag. Look how cute this is for birthday. And this is from the cards pack that I showed you. And again, you can write a note here. I've cut a little snippet of this lavender sheer ribbon with a satin center. And I'm going to put that on the top. And then this beautiful rose from the paper collection. I mean, from the adhesive ephemera. And then these leaves. And these I painted with that chalk paint, the ivory chalk paint, and just spattered to make them look sort of old or older. They have kind of a shiny surface, which I'm not crazy about. I really love, when I'm doing vintage, I really love to use matte surfaces, but this will be fine. Get the glue off the back. And once that glue sets up, I will also put this in the pocket. So that's a really sweet little birthday ensemble. On the top, from the 8x8, I cut this 8 by 6 7/8, and then I scored it at 4 7/8, and this is going to go on the top as a little flap element. Like this. On the inside, I just embossed the sides of this little 3x4 panel of pink cardstock and added one of the little posies on the side. I'm not going to do anything else in there. It's so beautiful. On the flap, this was a scrap, and I stamped it with that Spellbinders sunflower stamp. This is 2.5 by 6.5. And then this is one of the frames from the adhesive ephemera, and this is, of course, chipboard. And we're just going to glue this panel down, and this acts as a turn tab for our page, and it's very, very pretty. Oops. So that's the inside of our card, and I'll do this on my own time. You don't need to watch me do that. I gave you the measurements. So let me set this aside. Here's the card cover, and I did a little prep work because there was painting and spattering and stitching and all that sort of thing. But on the lavender panel, this is 5 by 7. And I stitched onto it a 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 inch panel of this crocheted lace. Everything was distressed and edged with our Victorian velvet distress oxide. This is the corner page from one of the 8x8s, and I just trimmed around it, and then I stitched this down as a pocket. In the pocket, I prepared this really lovely bookmark. So this is just going to pop in there like this. Then I have this pretty piece of the ephemera that is a corner, and I'm going to glue this down up in this corner. Just like this. And I do want it to kind of hang over the sides a little. I added some little pearls. There were pearls on the ephemera piece, so I put real pearls there to add some dimension. And then this goes in the pocket. Now this measures, this is cut from the front of the 12 by 12 paper pack, and it measures just about 2 1/4. It's not quite 2 3/8, and it's just about 5 7/8. It's just the panel from the front. And I stitched this onto a panel of our lavender cardstock that is about 2.5 by about 6. I tried to make everything fit. And I stitched this, and then I adhered it to this panel of lace, punched through the top with our ribbon, and added these sweet little charms. So this is going to go in here. We're not going to put flowers on it because this is a bookmark, okay? So now we're going to work on this pocket and make it really beautiful. I have a bunch of thread. I have gold, I have pink, I have a variegated pink and purple, and I've just kind of glommed, is that a word? I've glommed this up. And I'm going to put my adhesive right here. And we're going to press this down in. Whoops. I was afraid of that. Okay. Okay, we're all right. And then from the chipboard die cuts, there's this beautiful little packet of letters. And again, I painted this and spattered it I brought in a piece of vintage lace from my stash, and I'm just going to tie a square knot. I colored this up with my Victorian velvet. I'm just going to tie a little square knot here, so it looks like a bundle of old letters. Isn't that pretty? And just let that kind of hang down. Then this beautiful little butterfly is going to rest on top of the knot. And I'm going to adhere this. I think I want it going this way, but first I'm going to do my flowers, because that's always the trickier part. So I've brought in a bunch of flowers from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And some of these are from, a couple of these are from my friend Becky, Cabin Ridge Cakes at Cabin Ridge. This one, but the rest are all Really Reasonable Ribbon. This purple one is from her. So I'm going to put this right here. Then I'm going to come in. This is actually a magnolia, but I flattened it. All right, so that's going to go like this. Then I've got this little Cosmos daisy. Tuck it in right there. I've got these sweet little miniature sweetheart blossoms from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And they just happen to be pink and purple, which is so perfect. And then I've got these little guys. I did have these kind of wrapped together, but they came undone. You know, you move things around and you move things around and stuff gets undone that you had done. But anyway, it's all good. I'm going to tuck these in here. And yes, if you're thinking, is that glue hot? Why, yes. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, it is hot. So I give myself points for not going, ouch, that was warm. Okay, and then let me see. Let's put a third one in right there. Just like that. See these pearls? I'm going to put down some adhesive. And I have these pearls. I think these are called cotton candy. These are from Renee Bouquets. And I'm going to put one right here. Whoops. Get my little tool here. One right here. And one right here. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Maybe one more right here. Because I like things in threes. And then let's put one on this magnolia petal. And let's put one on that petal. And I think I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. Okay, I realize I want to put some leaves under here, so I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. You have to be careful because you can burn your flowers, but heat up your heat gun. And it softens up that glue so that you can then come in and put some leaves in. Just like that. And to me, that just looks so much more complete. Now you'll have to put glue down here, but that's going to work for us anyway, because I have a little ribbon that I want to put in there. And I just use the point of my scissors to push that into place. And I hold it there while I'm moving the tails and the loops around so that they're positioned where I want them to be. And then I'm going to put a little more glue down like that. And I'm going to come in with this iridescent string and do the same thing. So now everything is good. And that just adds a really pretty detail here. I'm doing the same thing in this corner. Just enough to lift this so that I can place my bundle of letters there. I'm just going to tuck this in. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of hot glue right there to hold that in place. So that looks really good. And then the final finishing touch is this little bitty key that I threaded with a bit of string and a little bow. And I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to use my scissors to push that into place. And I've got this teeny tiny miniature sweetheart blossom that's going to go right on top. And then all we have to do is add this to the front of our card. And we've completed this project, which turned out really beautiful, I think. So here we are all finished up, friends. We have our little bookmark in the pocket. That is such a sweet little gift. And the card's even pretty, even after the bookmark is taken out. I added our little key and our little posy here. On the inside, I finished this pocket. So the lavender is just a whisker under 4 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then I just cut this panel of this cardstock. I think it was like, I don't know, I'll tell you. 4 3/4 by 2 5/8. So that finished that off. So this is a really lovely gift. This is a great way to send someone special a card that they'll cherish forever. You've got plenty of room to write notes, tuck photos in pockets, you know, put special memories. You could even put a couple of little small photos over here if you wanted to. I thought you would enjoy seeing fun ideas for using your Stamperia Romance Forever. It's just great to make your own little embellishments like we did down here, and to distress the papers and make it into a special gift. Don't forget, Wednesday, if you're a member of any of Button Farm Club's subscription clubs, you can join the Facebook forum, the Button Farm Club Facebook forum. And on tomorrow, I will be sharing our Folio of the Month tutorial at noon Eastern time. It's not a Facebook Live, but it is a video, and I will be in the forum to chat with you, answer questions, just hang out for about an hour. So from 12 to 1, I'll be in the Facebook forum on Wednesday, March 20th. All right, guys, that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to clean up my mess and go get my craft on. Bye.